is up, YouTube? It is D Chantilly, and today we're starting our University of Delaware Blue Hens Dynasty here in EA College Football 26. The point of this is to set the culture right here at the University of Delaware in their first season at the FBS level, competing in Conference USA. As you can see, I did choose recruiter. I know what you guys are going to say that's a cop-out. Man, listen, we're joining the FBS. We need to be able to, recruit well. And that's what we're going to try here. As you can see, I'm going to try the Boise State playbook out just because that's what I know the most. And then the Tidewater region, pretty much the region that I'm from and I live in, Delaware. I'm from Maryland. Delaware is literally one state over. Not even an hour drive to get there. And so why not get them started off in the right direction? And for this part of the video, I actually got up and weighed myself of 205 pounds today. That fluctuates a lot. So listen, man, 205 today, so that's what's going to be in the game. And for the most important part of making your coach, no, it's not the playbook, it's not the recruiting grounds, it's what you have on. You gotta have it on. And I made sure I had it on today. As you can see, I'm rocking the hoodie underneath the jacket, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then I had to put on the blue sweatpants to go with it. So, you got your boy looking clean out here and ready to win. And here we are officially putting pen to paper to be the head coach of the University of Delaware Blue Hens football team, with the goal being 4 wins right now. A little low for my liking, but, being new to the FBS, hopefully we can easily exceed that this season. But I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the team. And this team wasn't what I was expecting. This team is a lot older than I thought they'd be. And so my goal coming in was to recruit the positions that we were the weakest in and the oldest in. We need to do just about everything off the bat. And I particularly wanted to start with the offensive line, but right now, I think I'm just going to try to bring in as much talent as possible. Obviously, the 4- and 5-star recruits are not looking our way right now, but we have had some interest from the 3-star recruits, and I tried to stay as close to home as possible, mainly recruiting in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, which we had a lot of success, or a lot of interest, Maryland, Delaware, up and down the East Coast, really. We do have some kids from Texas, because, how do you recruit without going to Texas? California, Colorado, and Missouri. But not too many players, because I try to stay as close to home as possible to make it as easy as possible recruiting due to proximity, and it'll be cheaper to get them on campus for the visit. And as far as the schedule, I wanted to make some changes, like get rid of the FCS team, but I decided to leave the schedule exactly as it is for the first season. And over the next couple of years, we're going to make some changes to it and make it a little bit more interesting. But right now, we're just going to play it out as is. And right off the bat, you see, we got a lot of people wanting to in championship contender. What are we doing, man? We're Delaware. It's our first year in the FBS, and they talking about championship contender. These kids nowadays, man. But my strategy here in recruiting early on was to spread my points out as not necessarily thin as possible, but as much as possible to try to gauge interest in the players that I take an early lead on or jump up boards pretty high. I'm going to start to commit more and more points to those players to get them to commit so I can free up those points to use elsewhere. And so recruiting is going to be very difficult early on because, like I said earlier, we have a lot of juniors, a lot of seniors, not a whole lot of freshmen. And so I kind of have to replace that talent relatively fast. I'm hoping the transfer portal is good to us, but I can't worry about the transfer portal right now. I have to worry about the high school recruiting season and getting as many talented players into this program as possible because we have a culture to set. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is the phrase for this dynasty. Set the culture. And it starts right now as the Delaware Blue Hens come out in the blacked out uniforms to face off against FCS East in hopes of getting their first win at the FBS level, even though they're not facing an FBS opponent. They want to get this kicked off the right way. And without further ado, here we go with the opening kickoff of the 2025-2026 Delaware Blue Hens season. And he's going to take the ball out of the end zone and get tackled at about the 25-yard line. FCS East comes out in the wishbone formation. This may cause them trouble. Right there it does as he runs right by the quarterback with the ball, but luckily he has some backup to stop them for only a gain of 1. Later on in the drive, it is 3rd and 5. Will the Delaware be able to stand tall? And they will, forcing a punt to open the season. That is excellent work on the part of the Delaware defense. And here we go. They're going to take the ball over right around the 50-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Silver, and he's not going to get much of anything. Call it 1 yard on the play. Here they are, 2nd and 9. They're going to go right back to him to the outside. Is he going to get the first down? Not quite. Going to get brought down on 3rd and 1. What are they going to do here? Are they going to throw the ball? They're going to go for the run again. make that 3 runs, and he doesn't get it. But Anwar O'Neal goes down, the starting left tackle, and that could be a big thing. The question is, can he come back? They're looking to punt the ball here in enemy territory, but it's a fake, and they're not going to get it. Wow, they went for the fakery on the very first drive of the season, and they failed to get it. That is a big blow for Delaware, and they're going to hand the ball off up the middle, and they're going to get 5 yards right there. Here they go. They're going to run it back, 2nd and 5. This option attack may give Delaware some trouble today. They're going to pitch it to the outside. He's going to get the first down and a little bit more. Now, it's 2 decent chunk plays out of this option attack going against the Delaware defense. They're going to try it again. No, it's a play-action pass. He's going to look. He's going to throw. He's going to get a man underneath, and he's going to get just shy of the first down. So that's a 5-yard play, a 7-yard play, and a 9-yard play going against this Delaware defense. 2nd and 1. Are they going to be able to get the first down here? And they are not. He's going to get blown up in the backfield. He's going to break 1 tackle, but he's going to do himself a disservice and lose 1 yard on that play. It's now 3rd and 8. Can Delaware's defense stand tall once again? They're going to snap the ball. He's going to drop back. He's going to look to throw. He's going to find a man, and he's going to get brought down for a gain of just 2 yards, and they're going to have to punt this ball away. Delaware on the 2nd possession of the game. Going to go back to Silver, who's not going to get any yards in the play. And Anwar O'Neal goes down again. Will he be able to make it through this game is a serious question, because Delaware definitely needs their starting left tackle. But the show must go on. They have a man in motion. He's going to drop back in the pocket. He's going to roll out to his right. He has a man across the middle, and it's caught. And it's a big play. The first pass of the season goes for 18 yards. And should we expect to see more of that? Because the Delaware run game has been non-existent early in this first quarter. They're going to come out in the gun formation. He's going to hike the ball. It's going to be an RPO. It's going to be caught. And he's going to get brought down, but not after gaining 5 yards, falling forward. And on the bruised ribs, Anwar O'Neal will not return to the game. That is a huge blow to Delaware. But again, the show must go on, and that's what's happening here as he throws to the right side of the field and is caught. And it's going to be a big play. They're in enemy territory right now. He's going to get brought down at the 25-yard line. And this Delaware pass game has been extremely kind to them, but they come out in the ace formation, and they're going to hand it off to Silver. He's going to go inside. He's going to rush for about 11 yards, maybe 10 on the play. He hasn't had the most success so far, but that was the first big run of the night for him. They're going to run the play action. He's going to throw a dangerous pass, and he's going to get caught for a gain of about 4 yards on the play. They are in the red zone. They need to capitalize here with a touchdown. He's going to throw it up, and he's going to catch it, and it's a touchdown, Delaware! And the Blue Hens take the early lead here in the first quarter, 7-0. Bridell comes down with the ball. FCS comes out in the Maryland formation in response. They're going to hand the ball off, and they're going to get a big run to the outside. He's going to make a man miss before getting brought down. A massive game for FCS East, and they are not going away quietly. They want to answer back with a touchdown of their own. They come out in the ace formation. They're going to run the ball to the outside, and they're going to lose about 3 yards on the play. That is something a little different from them here in the first quarter. They're going to hike the ball, and it's a quarterback blast, and he's going to fumble the football, and it's recovered by Delaware. The Blue Hens offense will take over deep inside enemy territory. What a beautiful play to force the fumble right there. What a risky call to have your quarterback run up the middle where all the traffic is, and they paid the price. Delaware is going to come out. They're going to hand the ball off. They're not going to get much of anything there. They still are struggling to establish the run game, but one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain, they're not going to stop trying. He's going to drop back in the pocket. He's going to stand tall. It's going to be caught, and he's going to break a tackle, but he's going to come up just 1 yard short of the first down. Here they are later in the drive. It's the first down. Play action. He's going to get sacked for a big loss of 10 on the play. They have to be able to capitalize on what the defense was able to provide them. And he's going to drop back again. He's going to, oh, there's a no call, but it's an interception. What a questionable no call there, as you can see on this replay coming up. Wow, like you just see him just blatantly impede the receiver with a tight end, and there's no call. But again, like I always say, the show must go on. FCS throws the ball to the outside. He's going to get brought down, but not before gaining 7 yards, and it's still going to require a punt. So the Blue Hens defense stands tall, and he's going to get a running start to return the punt. He's going to make a man miss. He's going to get inside the 30. Can he take it all the way? No, he's brought down at the 25-yard line. So the Delaware offense is once again gifted an opportunity to come out with some points. Will they be able to do it? It's going to be a handoff once again to the outside. He's going to cut upfield. He's going to gain about 7 yards on the play. So a really good run here late in the first quarter. The ball is snapped. Drops back in the pocket, has pressure, and he's going to get sacked again. It is 4th and 14. The offense just once again moving backwards for the Blue Hens, and that just got to be frustrating for not only the offense, but the offensive coordinator, the defense, the head coach. You just gotta capitalize on these moments as they're gonna hand the ball off up the middle, down the stream, and it's a big gain for the first down to end the first quarter here for FCS East. Both teams are trying to establish the run, and neither team has done a very good job so far of it. The Blue Hen fans are still engaged. They're still excited. They want to see their team put on a show. Here we are. They're going to run to the outside. The quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to gain about, call it, 6 yards on the play. It's a fresh set of downs. They're going to pitch it to the outside. He's going to get a first down. They gave him the benefit of the doubt there later in the drive. 3rd and 5. Another run to the outside. He's going to get brought down. He wasn't able to pitch the ball there. So the Blue Hens defense stands tall once again. But this time, there's a field goal attempt that needs to take place. And it is up, and it is good. No question about it. The score is 10-3. Blue Hens lead. A lot of questions going on about this offense right now. What are they going to be able to do on this drive? It's a catch across the middle, and it's a big gain. Can they keep this up? The pass game has just been wonderful for the Blue Hens so far. He has a man downfield, and he's going to get hit before he can step into it and get it down there. That would have been all but guaranteed to be a touchdown for Delaware. They end up having to punt. Here they are again. They're going to run the ball up the middle, and he's going to get brought down. It's 4th and inches. What are they going to do here? They're going to go for it. Can the defense gift the offense another opportunity here deep in the judicial territory? And they do! They're going to stop them. They're unable to even gain an inch. You know the old saying, give them an inch. The defense pushed them back a mile. They're going to throw to the outside, and it's going to be caught. But he was unable to get a foot down. That would have been an amazing catch. An easy contender for catch of the year. And they're going to hand the ball off to Silver again up the middle. And he's going to be able to get the first down. The offense is trending in the right direction. They come out in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 1 man in the backfield. They're going to stop the ball. It's going to be a screen. He's going to catch it. 1 man to beat. And he's going to get blocked. He's going to run into his own lineman, but he's going to cut to the outside. And it's going to be a touchdown. Blue Hens. He looks back. He says they can't catch me. Who saw it? Who saw it? You saw it. Touchdown. Blue Hens. They get the ball back later in the half. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go. He's rolling to the right. Can he make the throw on the run? And he does. And he just can't stretch the ball out to get the first down. Are they going to kick the 53-yard attempt? Or are they going to go for it? They bring out the goal line formation. Can the offense get an inch? They're going to snap the ball. And they don't get it. They need an inch. They cannot get it. And the frustration just continues to mount for this Delaware offense. The defense stands tall to get him the ball back right before the end of the half. He's going to roll out to the right. Does he have any magic in his arm? It's intercepted by the judicials, and it's going to get brought back down to about the 27-yard line, and that'll end the half. Delaware has the ball to start the second half. They're going to throw it to the outside, and we're not quite sure who that pass was for, but the good thing is somebody came down with it. 2nd and 12, 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the third. They're going to throw the ball out to the flats. He's going to make a man miss. Can he get the first down? Yes, he can. First down, Blue Hens. But after a series of punts, we are back here late in the third, and they're going to get another big run to get inside judicial territory. Are they going to be able to capitalize before the end of the third quarter? He's going to throw it deep in, way out of bounds, and they're going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Delaware's desperately trying to get something going here as the third quarter has been horrible for both offenses. He's going to throw it deep. What's your favorite color? And he's unable to come down with the ball. It's 4th down and 10. They're going for it. They mean business. He's surveying the field. He's going to find his man, and it's caught. And it's a head top. First down, Blue Hens. Marker is 13 for 25, 170 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the day. He's going to hand the ball off here. He's going to cut it up the middle for a gain of about 14. Looks like he's going to get about 8 or 9. Ended up getting 14. He's going to drop back in the pocket. What's your favorite color? Blue! Jake Bradell comes down with another big time catch for the Blue Hens for his second touchdown of the day. The Blue Hens take a commanding 24-3 lead. And the offense has really come alive here late in the third quarter, early into the fourth quarter. But the defense will stand tall for about the next 3 minutes. The offense would march back downfield, and they just need one more first down to try to burn at least half of this time off and get it down to the 2-minute warning, and they can't do it. And so they will have to settle for a field goal here, which is not the end of the world as they have a commanding lead. But it's always good to either get another touchdown or continue to burn the clock. But 27-3 will be the way this game ends as the defense stands tall and the offense takes a knee. And they will walk out of their first game as an official FBS team 1-0 following a 27-3 win over FCS East. And this is what Coach Chantilly had to say after the game.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
It's your first win at the FBS level. What did you say to the guys in the locker room?
Well, I said a lot of things to them, but first and foremost, I told them congratulations, right? We want to enjoy the wins. Now, I don't think it was the best win we could have had. I do believe in bad wins. I don't believe in good losses, but there are such things as bad wins. I wouldn't classify this as a bad win, but I had to remind them that we're trying to set a standard here, right? We're setting the culture. That's the theme that, you know, me and my staff have brought to this team, and this is the saying that they've bought into, right? We want to be as great as we possibly can. We want to set the standard for Delaware Blue Hen football at the FBS level at the very top. And so we're excited to do that, and to be 1-0 at any level of college football is a blessing. And I hope we get 11 more in this season, right? So again, I told them congratulations. I say a lot of things to them in the locker room, but what I'll tell you was we want to set the culture the right way. Any other questions? Yes, Coach. You said a lot of things in the locker room. Did you say anything specifically about the offense and their struggles to score? In regards to performance on the field, everybody could be better, right? The defense did a tremendous job, but we did have some errors. We did miss some tackles, so we're not going to go pointing fingers because everybody can be better. Nobody's perfect, but offensively, I would love to get the run game going. We tried all night, and we really couldn't do it. The pass game was there. We missed a couple of throws. The offense was set up fairly good by the special teams and the defense a couple of times and couldn't capitalize on it. But all that stuff is going to get fixed, right? It's the first game of the season. We've only practiced against each other. We've only hit against each other. So now that we're in live action, we won 27-3. So, I mean, I'm not upset. We're going to fix all of that heading into next week. We play a tough team in Colorado. Shout out to Coach Prime for having us come out there. Well, I mean, this game was scheduled before I got there, but I'm excited to go see how that game turns out, and we'll be much, much more prepared next week for a tough Colorado team. Thank you, guys. We're setting the standard. Go Blue Hens.